Good evening from Europe and good morning to you on the West Coast. I hope you're having a nice lunch on the East Coast. And welcome to our weekly astrological overview. How have you survived the recent astrology and the recent kind of upsets, upheavals? Hey Soul Fam, here we all are. Please let me know if we have good sound. I've done my best to do all the things I need to do my end. Hey Jem, good to see you here. And I've done the best I can my end to make sure everything is okay. So let me know if there's any visual or sound problems. And Andy, I hope you're feeling good this morning. And I hope you're healing well. So some crackling, but nothing major. I don't know why it does that. I just guess it's because it's the Wi-Fi. So also I think Sunday evenings, there's probably here in Gozo a lot of traffic on the internet. So that probably contributes to the stress on the kind of frequency. So how are you all? How are you in America? Are you thumbs up with what's happened or thumbs down with what's happened? And just to let you know that I am most probably, all being well, doing a live with conscious medium Brandon Russ this coming Friday, the 15th of November, which of course is the full moon in Taurus. And I thought it would, I know a lot of you find him too controversial and find him very difficult to listen to, but you know, we work well together. We kind of, you know, spark off each other. And you're doing shockingly well. Well, fantastic. So anyway, this live that we're going to be doing on Friday will be at this time. So whatever time it is where you are now is the time it will be broadcast or streamed live. So we will be looking at the President-elect Donald Trump's chart with the full moon, because this energy of the full moon on Friday is very heavy and may be very interesting for how things go and move forward with whatever it is that is unfolding in the United States of America. Now, the live chat, when I use my mobile, it comes up very quickly, and so I don't get much chance to kind of respond to it. But I thought it's important to look at the energy of this week, and I want to just see, okay, you've been laying low, Andy, and not feeding into the freaking out. I think that's the best way to treat it, because at the moment, I actually titled this, There's Another Shoe. Yes, I agree. And has set up a special group of representatives to deal with the USA president. Right. Hi, Janice. Yes, sending love to you too, my love. I entitled this weekly forecast, The Show Is Not Over. And, you know, the show isn't over till the fat lady sings. So I would like to suggest, has the fat lady sung the final song yet? Now, I could sing it, but I have lost weight. So I like to think of myself as no longer the fat lady. although I would say I'm the curvaceous and voluptuous lady. So, because I do have curves in hopefully all the right places. So, no, okay, Eminem, she has not sung. I think we have to be very cautious about how things are unfolding, not just. Oh, bless you, Simi. Thank you. I recorded the full moon in Taurus this afternoon, which will go up, will be tweaked and all the rest of it by the inimitable, wonderful Jerry Vella, who, as you know, does all my technological stuff, the bits that I can't quite manage or master yet. So he said he would probably upload my full moon in Taurus tomorrow, Monday, or on Tuesday. So you've been accused falsely by your mothers. I missed it. Hi, Penny. Whoops. Hi, Parry. Life is a journey of love. Well, has there been much love in any of our lives lately? I mean, I can tell you, personally, I've been living out the astrology. I have been living out every width, depth, aspect, transit of it. I mean, the good news, of course, as you know, is that George Chin, my beautiful pussycat, is settling in well back here at home. I don't know what we are saying to Nick that is not good. So as I say, the live chat comes up very quickly, so I can't quite follow it. Let me just tell you a little bit about the astrology that we're experiencing at the moment, because many astrologers have actually probably talked about it in similar ways, that we are going through extraordinary times. We are experiencing transits and aspects that very rarely happen. So to be alive at this time means karmically, we have all chosen to be here at a karmic soul level, to experience and be part of and play our part in what unfolds over the next years. Has Georgie's girlfriend gotten over hissing at him? Yeah, they're both absolutely wrapped up in each other. They love each other. Sniffing butts, sniffing noses. I cannot go into it. It is too delicate. Audio is bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I think it's the internet. Sorry, my love. Static sound. Don't know. Let's hold on and hope that it rights itself. So the cosmic transits and energy are particularly tough. We are witnessing the move of Pluto finally into Aquarius. And of course, that's happening on the 19th. And that is a phenomenally going to be a rich experience. Yes, hi, Poonam. Let's just have a brief look at the astrology for today, for now. Because the moon has just moved into the sign of Pisces. So it's nearly completed its cycle, its circle around the zodiac. It's a 0 degree. 0 degrees and 29 degrees of each sign are like trigger points, or crisis points. And if I just give you a very brief idea of what's been happening for me without giving away any confidentialities or privacies, I've been going through the most extraordinary change in my personal life. And I think on one level, having to accept that I I'm just not the person I used to be. And the people that have traveled with me a long way in my path probably just don't get who I am becoming and what my channel is becoming. And so there is a lot of feeling and experience of potential ending and change. You can hear me, but you can't see me? I don't know. Growth is the goal, and it's also inevitable. Keep going, as Brandon would say. Yeah, just keep going. So I've had a really tough week with the beautiful jewel in the crown of George's return. The sound's got better, fantastic. As soon as I stop talking about Politics, it gets better. So I have to talk about fluffy pussycats, and then you'll hear what I'm saying. Susan, you're going through something similar. Okay. Yes, it's making me grow up. And you'd think at 69 I would have grown up. Believe me, you don't. You get to each age, each signpost, each milestone. And you can see me, fantastic, Leslie. And, you know, we think we've experienced all there is to experience, but we never do. And I know now for sure when I'm on my deathbed, if I'm aware or conscious that I'm about to depart from my mortal coil, I will still be wondering, in the words of the Peggy Lee song, is that all there is to life? Not quite, but in that particular song, which is quite old, but some of you may remember, she goes, if that's all there is, then let's keep dancing. Let's bring out the booze and have a ball. And, you know, that's what we have to do. We have to live and celebrate and live each day in the present moment. So, yes, like a lot of you, like the planet, I'm going through it too. I'm not out the other end, but I'm getting there. And I'm not talking about politics, that's why it's not crackling. So I won't talk about politics. I'll talk about fluffy pussycats and the lovely astrology and the moon in Pisces and the fact that, well, we still have, what we have actually coming up is, I'm just going to move on to another chart because I'm going to come on to the chart for tomorrow, because Venus tomorrow, the ruling planet of Taurus and Capricorn and Libra, moves into the sign of Capricorn. We have to go with the flow. Yes. So it seems. But we have to know that the divine has our back, and that everything that unfolds for us is for our greater good. And when we resist the change and the changes that are being made very apparent to us on our life journey, that's when it becomes very painful. And that's when we will have to keep repeating some kind of karmic pattern or story. And my personal decision is, with a particular karmic story that is reaching its conclusion on my path, I have to consciously bring it to a conclusion. Because otherwise, if I don't make peace with it, I'll have to come back and do the whole damn thing again. And I need to do other things on any future life that I incarnate in on this planet. So, Andy, that's what you tell your mum. How funny. Yeah. I tell you, it's just extraordinary. It's extraordinary. Listen, tomorrow, Venus is moving into Capricorn. Venus is the planet of love and relationship. But Venus is also about how we value ourselves, how we value others, and how we manage our economy. And with Venus in Capricorn, we may fall into, this is tomorrow, a little bit of anxiety because maybe the markets open down tomorrow. Maybe we just feel as if everything in our weekly shop seems to be costing more. So that we may find ourselves, whilst Venus moves through Capricorn, feeling concerned about how we budget, especially with Christmas coming, the holidays coming, and the expenses that accompany that. So Venus in Capricorn is going to feel quite challenging for us. It does not sit well in the sign of Capricorn. And also, I think we're going to be feeling as if we are being a little bit too harsh on ourselves, being a little bit too restrictive, too boundaried, kind of falling into austerity and not allowing ourselves to luxuriate in the warmth and the luxury and the sort of wholeness of the sign of Taurus, which Venus rules, which brings in that luxurious feeling of treating ourselves to a lovely body lotion, for example. And the men. It's all good for all of us to take care of our skin. It does house our skeleton, Capricorn. It does house our soul being. But you know, our soul stretches out much further than our skin. Our soul comes out much, much further. Venus in Capricorn, I think, is trying to, or I think what she will try to do, is bring us out of the doldrums and say, look, things might look a little bit bleak. We may be feeling a little bit out in the cold, fearful of giving ourselves treats and luxuries. Yes, Janice, we will all be good. And you see, that is it, isn't it? You know, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, and the rose and the crown shall be won. And at the end of all our searchings, we will come back to the beginning, or where we started, and we will know the place for the first time. And that's T.S. Eliot. I didn't say it quite correctly, but from the Four Quartets. And, you know, I had this sense last night. I don't know how anyone else has been feeling over this weekend, but because of certain events that were happening in my life, I suddenly felt set free. And I thought, wow, actually, I can do what I want. I can be autonomous. I don't have to just, you know, I'm not always practicing what I teach or preach. I'm asking permission from whoever, the tarot, oracle cards, the astrology, friends, loved ones, family. What about asking myself and actually trusting that maybe I know what is best for me? If any of this resonates with you, then it is something you need to hear, and it's something about the energy that we have in Yes, Linda Tango. Okay, thank you. And it really is about, and the word that I've chosen for the week ahead, when I get to that part, you will see really makes a lot of sense. So Venus's move into Capricorn is just going to change the energy this week. And it's because of its building up to this full moon on Friday, which is, and I'll get to the full moon in a minute because I'm saving that till last because, whoa, that's a full moon. But the rest of the week, things kind of jog along. We will be doing our day-to-day activities with no major traumas happening. We will just be, I think we're being given some respite from the cosmos to actually just make some sense, to process what may have been unfolding for us in whatever area of our lives that is, because for everyone, this energy will be in a different part of the chart. Some people will be experiencing it to do with relationship, some to do with home and family, to do with where they live, to do with their career and their work, who they work with, to do with their economy, how they manage it, to do with their health, how they manage that, to do with the health of others, the health of pets, the health of family. All of these areas will have been triggered by the energies of the last few weeks. And it's been building up to a kind of crescendo, a kind of crisis point, that the Mars-Pluto opposition that we had last week cracked open. It burst the abscess. Whether we liked it or not, stuff had to come out that was not sitting easily with us. Interestingly, I have a cyst on my left breast. Is it? No, my right breast, which has got infected. And so I've had a lot of pain in my breast. And so the doctor has put me on antibiotics, and obviously I've got to go off and have a mammogram and have the old squidgy squeezy thing that they do, which is, if you're a bloke, you have no idea how painful it is to have a mammogram. I know some of you out there will fully relate, especially you, Andy. It is not pleasant. So in a sense, I think my body is expressing what has had to break through in my own life. I've got transiting Uranus conjunct my sun in Taurus. You think about that. The sun in Taurus, which is our heart, our soul, our psyche, our very being, our life force, our personality. Uranus conjunct it, retrograde Uranus going, and here we go again. Let's give you one more slap round the face and wake you up and say, come on, change. Change everything that is not working in your life. Now I'm talking rhetorically, so I'm telling you about how it's affecting me, but this is also for you. That's interesting about what you were saying about Mars going into Cancer. And yeah, Mars is in Cancer. Mars is in Cancer in my 12th house. Hospital, confinement. I don't know. I have no idea what will unfold from my particular little medical investigation. I'm just reading some of the chat, but it goes too fast for me to answer you. Uranus is opposite your sun in Scorpio. Well, you're having the same thing, honey. It's the same thing, but it's kind of the tension, the tautness. It's pulling you to transform because you're in Scorpio. So whatever you might be resisting that is represented by the shadow and the dark, deep, dark depths of the psyche and the soul of Scorpio is imploring you. Uranus is imploring you to break out, to break free, to break through. And if we jump to the 15th, because really this is when the next main event happens, we have two major things happening on the 15th. One is the full moon in Taurus. The other is that Saturn in Pisces stations direct. Let's look at stationing direct Saturn first. So Saturn stations direct at, where is it? Let me find it. Okay, here we go. At 14:21, and that's GMT, or Universal Time, in the sign of Pisces. Now, interestingly, in the event chart, it's the 12th house. So everything has kind of set itself at the time that it is. And I've just remembered that in my full moon video, I completely forgot to mention about Saturn turning direct. So I'll talk about it now. And I'll talk about it when I do the video with Brandon. So let's think about how Saturn has been affecting people born under the sign of Pisces. Saturn is going direct at 12 degrees and 41 minutes. Now, just as to use as an example, my moon is at 10 degrees. I can't remember the minutes of Pisces. So Saturn hasn't quite returned to the position of my moon. But nevertheless, it's 2 degrees away from it. So there are still the restrictions. There are still the messages from Saturn, and this is for anyone with, basically, let's look at the sun and the moon. If you have your sun or moon in Pisces, anything between 10 degrees and 0 degrees of Aries, you know, because Saturn is affecting all of those degrees when it goes direct, until it finally meets up with Neptune and moves into Aries, and we get a glimpse of that in 2025. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, Dipsy, the sound is a bit crackly. Not much I can do about it. Please see me, do not worry. Do not feed fear into the events that are unfolding in the Middle East or in Ukraine. You know, if we feed them the energy of fear, we continue to get more things to fear about. If you keep on doing what you've always done, you always get what you've always got. So what we have to do because Saturn is in Pisces. Pisces is about the higher frequencies and pure spirituality, the psyche, the soul. And, Saturn is about timing. Sometimes we try to run before we can walk. I interestingly, apart from my boobie that I have a problem with, I've also got a problem with both shoulders. I've got torn tendons, a severed tendon, and 2 severed biceps. I'm seeing the shoulder man at the beginning of December. I've had it for quite a while, but it's got to critical crisis point and I can hardly lift my right arm. But anyway, that aside, I thought to myself, hang on a minute. What is this telling me? This is the divine holding me back. This is like I'm pulling against an energy that is saying, slow down. And I thought, Saturn conjunct my moon. It's telling me to slow down. Saturn rules bones, the skeleton, teeth. Saturn can bring up issues to do with dentistry, our joints, our ligaments, our tendons. And here I am pushing against the tide because that's what we do. And we have to stop doing it because, again, as I say to you before, I'm not very good at practicing what I preach. I know the answers. I know the way I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to go forward with the flow and trust and have faith that the divine's got my back. What do? I don't want to go that way. I want to go that way. And I'm going, and I'm getting shoulder pain. It was very interesting. Once I had the realization that the shoulder pain may be a metaphorical kind of acting out, telling me the cat's doing something over there. I think she's trying to get here. It's Felixina, not George, I'm afraid. I realized it was the universe saying, slow down. This is not the time to make big life-changing decisions, which I'd been considering. And so I'm not. I've put everything that I was thinking about on the shelf. Now, interestingly, the British astrologer Steve Judd talked about that in a video I heard recently, where he said, the astrology of the next kind of month or so really don't make big decisions. And so that kind of stayed with me and has now filtered through to my consciousness as I'm thinking, whoa, yeah, this is not a time for knee-jerk decisions. So if any of you find you're getting into knee-jerk decisions, stop. Saturn's going direct. It's going to guide you to the timing that will be right for you, to help you move through what you are having to learn karmically. I'm just reading what you said, Tiffany. Yeah, all of that. And May 16th. Yeah. Me too. I'm May 16th. That's me. May 16th. So we are being taught at the moment to tune into our higher selves, our higher consciousness, to break through. It's like we've got our right and left-sided brains out of sync. We've given too much energy to one side, to the left side, and we're not working with the right side of creativity and intuition and higher consciousness. We're not getting the balance right. You know, think of Venus in Capricorn. Venus rules Libra as well as Taurus. Venus is saying we need to bring some harmony and balance into the structuring of this. It's not all what we see in front of us. There are things that go on in our soul and psyche, in the planet, in our world, in our politics, in our countries, that we do not see, that we do not know about. And there are also things that go on with our psyches and soul and our kind of higher consciousness interweb connection, frequency with each other's soul on this planet, where we're all working away on some other level. I don't know if you can hear the noise, but my cats are playing. They're running all over the place. So the energy in this room must be really building from everything I'm saying. And I know that my blue light beings, as I fondly call them, the Orion lot, are here, and they are directing me with what I need to say. And they're also reminding me that I have to remind you that I am starting a new channel purely for channeling with Sarah Sands-Smith, who is a hypnotherapist. It's called Channeling with Penny and Sarah. And we will facilitate each other in a way we have no idea yet how this is going to work. No idea at all. We're planning to do an introductory video, hopefully this week, but maybe not till next weekend, that will go up on the channel. And 51 of you have already subscribed. Thank you so much. And if you can find the channel called Channeling with Penny and Sarah, please subscribe, like and share. There will be videos going up there soon. So this is what Pisces is about, and this is what Saturn is also trying to teach us about trusting our soul and psyche. So please trust your soul and psyche. But let's also look at the full moon, because, you know, this full moon that we've also got on the 15th, this is, and as I say, I've done the video for it today. And in fact, as I say, I missed one of the most important transits out, which is the fact that by the time the moon is full at 21:28 Universal Time, Saturn will have stationed direct. So I'm telling you now. But, you know, we miss things out. We get it wrong. Yeah, Parry, we're all in this together. This full moon is the last one we'll have with Uranus in Taurus. Should be exciting and unpredictable. I can promise you it's that. Tiffany, it's going to be unpredictable. Absolutely. It's conjunct my sun. I have no idea what I'm going to expect. I'm thinking I've already had enough unpredictability to last me a lifetime in the last few weeks, let alone what might unfold this week and over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, coming back to the full moon, we have this moon conjunct Uranus, and I think this is for the purpose of our weekly forecast. This is the most important one to look at. Yes, that's right, Patricia. Pluto moves into Aquarius on the 19th, and we have eclipses coming. And yeah, oh, Cosmic BL, yeah, Tiffany, just quickly looking at some of your live chat, which has now stopped because I'm looking at it. Hi, Nick. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I'm looking forward to our new channel. With the way life has been, and as I say, searching for George, or as he is officially known, Mr. George Chin, capital CHINN, because he has a big chin, it's all been and all will be well. And it will, and I can sense it and I can feel it. What happens the 26th? Well, we'll talk about the 26th when I get there. But this week, I'm just talking about up to the 15th and 16th. And Friday is the 15th. And to take it easy, you have to take it easy with Neptune in Pisces. Yes, because Neptune rules Pisces. And, you know, I'm going to be, over the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I'm going to start recording my videos for the each zodiac sign for 2025. And I hope to get them done by the end of November. So there won't be any astrobites yet because I've got to concentrate. Now George is home and some other things in my life are sort of just simmering away. I can concentrate on getting these videos done. So that is my plan. Now, this full moon, we have to be mindful that, you know, the energy will build up this week, and it's not just going to be Friday that produces some extraordinary event, although sometimes astrology can be that tight, that close. Remember, it is Taurus. So this can also be, because it's a full moon, earth movements like earthquakes or volcanic activity. That is always a possibility. Or extreme weather conditions again, like we've experienced in Spain. And I believe other parts of Eastern Europe also had terrific storms and flooding. I don't know about the US, what you have been experiencing, but Shirley, Taurus Sun, okay. Tell us more about Pluto. I'm not going to tell you more about Pluto today, because I'm going to save that for when I talk about Pluto separately moving into Aquarius, because I can't get everything into one video. So I also want to just mention and remind you that Mercury, when we have the full moon, Mercury is in Sagittarius. Now, Mercury is in what is known as its fall or its detriment in Sagittarius, because it's opposite the sign it rules, which is Gemini. Now, it's also opposite Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. So you've got Mercury in Sagittarius, fire, mutability, like Gemini, which is mutability. But this is like, and Mercury's working up towards a retrograde that we get at the end of this month. So Mercury is saying, ha, don't think you've only had this conversation once. Oh no, this conversation is probably going to have to happen several times. Whatever that particular conversation is. And Jupiter is saying, oh yes, we are going to have to go back over and over this. It is not done. And it's another situation of the show's not over till the fat lady's sung. And in no way has the fat lady sung yet. In fact, what's coming into my mind is April 2025, when we get the last aspect of the Mars-Pluto opposition from Leo to Aquarius, where Pluto will then be. And maybe in April, because there's also the conjunction between Saturn and Neptune at that time. It's not exact, but it's there. Maybe that's when the fat lady sings and we move into a new era. But we won't fully move into that new era, I don't believe, till 2026. Because Saturn and Neptune have got to fully move into Aries, and we start the whole damn show again. The whole zodiac wheel, we start to move round once more. We do this every month with the moon. And so what I want to say with this Mercury opposite Jupiter is try to hold back from the knee-jerk, argumentative retorts in any conversations that get repeated, where one of you loses the plot and says, but I've already said that, I told you. Don't you understand? Do I have to say it for a second or a third or a fourth time? Try to respond, because Mercury is going to be firing you up, helped by Jupiter or exacerbated by Jupiter expanding all of that in Gemini. And this is on Friday with the full moon. So the start to next weekend could be a little kind of difficult, let's say. There is no end of our responsibilities in learning to live together harmoniously, and then it fade. Oh, thank you. Hey, see me. Thumbs up for Penny. Yeah, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit share. And, you know, if you want to make a donation to my channel, I'd be super grateful, because there's a little sign at the bottom where you can just press it and make a donation. And that just helps me too, because, you know, this year for me, and I'm not, you know, I don't want sympathy, but because of the surgery, you know, my income has obviously dropped because I haven't been working. And that's why I'm also saying, please, if you want to start booking sessions for next year, I'll make sure Jerry has set the booking system up on my website, pennydix.com, for you to make your bookings, because next year's a new year. And next year, oh, well, just when we thought it was safe. Anyway, what's Tiffany saying? I agree, Parry. Also, I believe our energy is sacred, and sometimes we have to protect it. A little poetry goes a long way. Oh, thank you. You'll go to my booking site. When conversation heads that way, I often respond, so it is, or such is life, or it is what it is another one. And someone told me just recently a very good saying, and I believe it's a title of a book. And for any of you having relationship issues, if the person of your focus is not coming up, excuse the pun, trumps, then maybe it's just that they're just not into you. And I think that's a very interesting saying. They're just not into you. Because when somebody is really into you, oh, they'll be there. They'll be there. Male or female, transgender, whatever. If they want to be with you, they will be with you. So if anyone is having relationship issues, just think about that. It's just that they're just not into you, which doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means they're not into you. And it's their problem and their loss. I haven't actually read the book and only heard about it very recently, but the title, a little bit like Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, is somehow good enough to help kind of understand what's going on. Now, I'm going to move on to our word for the week, because, you know, I think it's quite important to have a word for the week before we bring tonight's to a conclusion. So my word for the week is, well, it's two words: personal empowerment. Personal empowerment. So let's think about this phrase. You see, the full moon in Taurus opposite the sign of Scorpio. Taurus is about our self-worth and our value. Scorpio, ruled by Pluto and Mars, is about empowerment, empowering you. And when we are on the receiving end of energy that is not empowering us, then maybe we're talking to the wrong people. And we need to change our friends, our relationships, our family, or I know sometimes that's not practical and maybe it's about just standing back and just getting a little bit of distance. But here's a few quotes for personal empowerment that I got off good old Chat GPT. C.S. Lewis said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." That was C.S. Lewis. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." That is powerful. George Bernard Shaw said, "Don't wait for the right opportunity, create it." Dan Millman said, "You don't have to control your thoughts, you just have to stop letting them control you." Absolutely, Cosmic BL. Keep contacts to a minimum if necessary. Usually we can't even count on one hand the people that really are on our team. Team Penny, Team Cosmic PL, Team Andy Walsh, Team Janice Fitzpatrick Simmons, Team Shirley Murray, Team Parry, Team Jem. Think about it. Who's on your team? I'm going to say that one again because it's you don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop them controlling you. Alice Walker said the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Whereas Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." John D. Rockefeller said, "Do not be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." Well, I tell you, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give up the good and go for the great. I'm going to go and I encourage, and through my astrology, I encourage and hope I empower you to go for the great, to go for your greatness, to be the wonderful shining beacons of light that you allow other people to dim, put shade on, push down. You know, we allow ourselves to get into, codependency, coercive relationships, into being gaslit, into being controlled by narcissistic personalities. So thank you, Janice. I'm hoping you're on my team. And Annabelle Sapphire, yes, your messages, I'm seeing them. Yes. Thank you, Poonam. You needed to hear this today. Yeah, of course we can see you, Annabelle Sapphire. So let me just read you a few more of these because I think they're brilliant and I'm just going to go with it. Maya Angelou said, "Success is liking yourself, liking what you do and liking how you do it. Well, how true is that? William James said, act as if what you do makes a difference, because it does. Maya Angelou again said, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. Brené Brown said, and this is beautiful, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing we'll ever do. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And this is also super important. Audre Lorde said, self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. George Chin, I know, Mr. George Chin. And his chip has been properly registered to me now. So he is now officially known as Mr. George Chin, belonging to Penelope Susan Dix, my full name. Will Rogers said, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Good point. C.S. Lewis said, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Carol Burnett said, when you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let it go. Lou Holtz said, it's not the load that breaks you down. It's the way you carry it. Now that resonates with me with my shoulder pain. It's not the load that is breaking me down. It's the way I've been carrying it. A lot for me to think about. What else have we got? Let's see. This is a good one. Maya Angelou. If you're always trying to be normal, you'll never know how amazing you can be. Eleanor Roosevelt said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Jim Rohn said, your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And finally, as our last quote of the video of the evening, Mandy Hale said, growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. Would you like me to repeat that? I'm going to. So, growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. So there we go. We've reached 7 o'clock Central European time. Hey guys, you're friggin' awesome. Hoppy Chief White Eagle is a great resource for our learning and making sense of the circumstances that are happening right now. Right. And listen, I know, Jem, I think I just saw briefly that you're getting teary. Listen, a lot of this will have probably brought up a lot of difficult feelings for some of you because, you know, I've really gone storming in a bit today. But I'm trying to prepare you for the change that is coming. And I'm trying to empower you to manage yourselves in the best way forward for you and to bring out the best in you. Because it's there. To be the shining lights that you all are. To be the stars that twinkle in the cosmos. to realize that you're part of this massive universe that's teeming with life. We are the universe. The universe is us. We are the divine. The divine is us. I am you and you are me. And I love you because I now have learnt to love me. And that's what I want you to really think about. Do you love you? And if you don't, why not? Just saying. Well, there we go. Well, how are we all? I love you too. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Listen, there's been a lot of, I will get round to reading and replying to all your comments on the recent videos, but with George coming home and with other stuff going on, I just haven't been able to it's just been a week. It's been one of those weeks. But I do, and I have huge gratitude that you take the time to watch my videos, to listen to me, which empowers me, and also to comment, to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so, so much. And I'll be back next Sunday night with the live forecast for the week ahead. There won't be any Astro Bites this month. It's the zodiac signs I've got to do for 2025. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Brandon Russ and I will be doing our live stream on both channels simultaneously at 6 p.m. Central European time. I think that's 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then moving back across the States. Where we will be looking at the full moon and how it fits into the chart of the incumbent president of the United States, if I've given him the right term, Donald Trump. So there we go. Another live stream over. I'm sorry if it's been crackly and freezing and whatever else it's doing. It's not me. It's the internet. But there we go. Thanks for joining me. The name of my other site is Channeling by Penny and Sarah. I've also got another site in which I've just put one video up because it's just called Penny Dix. So if you YouTube Penny Dix, I've got one video on there which is called Premiere Skyfall. And it's me singing. I thought some of you have often asked me you'd like to hear how I sing. And I just sort of rushed something together with slide shots of different pictures of all sorts of things to the audio that I've got of me singing Skyfall by Adele from the film the James Bond film Skyfall with Daniel Craig. So that's just called Penny Dix. I've got 3 subscribers. Be quite nice to have a few more. I might be encouraged to put some more music up there. So yes, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's the sharing apparently that really makes a difference, because if you share videos on WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger or Facebook with your friends, then more people get to see them, and that's how you get your videos up in the algorithms, because I've got a kind of I can't say the word, anomaly at the moment, that I've got quite a lot of subscribers, but it doesn't correspond or kind of correlate with the amount of views I get, and I think it's because people just don't actually know the videos are there. It's as simple as that. Can't find the last one. Just call Penny Dix, and just Google Penny Dix Skyfall. Try that. Or Penny Dix Premiere Skyfall. Try that and we'll see. But I am going to go. And I'll see you soon. Love you all loads. And just not everyone is going to like you. No, that's true. I remember Bracker Goldsmith saying, one is never going to be everybody's cup of tea. There you go. That's what life's about. It is what it is. Annabelle, and love to you. All right. Oh, if I can lift my arm, I'm going to end the stream. Oh, I think I can do it with this hand. So bye for now. I'll see you soon. Bye.